Okay, it says I'm live. I'm just recording this. Isis's temple came out again today. Welcome in. And this is what's coming to me in the cosmic energy field. It has to do with Isis. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and I've shuffled and cleansed the decks in the Valley of the Kings with Ra here, because I have Ra. I have the sacred jars of the earth spirit, and Ta, which is alchemy and creation, and Imhotep, which is the temple of healing. So Isis's temple is one of the temples of healing. Valley of the Kings. There's a rising here, something coming through Yellowstone. Magnetic South Pole came out with Ma'at, with cosmic justice. Gobel Tepe came out again, so I'm looking this stuff up. There's something going on here. There is something cosmically happening. And we're also in Ketu and Ratu and Saturn. And I'm not an astrologer, but I pay attention when things are presented to me, especially in Vedic astrology, with Ketu and Rahu. Rahu is the head of the dragon, and something about Saturn not being visible. But we're just talking about energy here, whether you believe it's there or not, doesn't matter, it's energy, right? For some things, it's for me, I'm seeing more spirit world, coming through spirit world, not being seen in the unseen to being seen. I'm seeing a big Sith, so be careful with some of you out there and who you're dealing with. So Goba Tepe, because that's connected to Gabriel. So I was getting Isis and Gabriel here. And with Isis is a resurrection. With Ra here. Isis taps into Ra's power. With the cosmic Ma'at justice scales here. And we're coming into the Libra full moon in Aries, right? With Neptune being in Aries for the next 14 years. This is a great reveal on multi levels, like personally in your personal world, right into cosmic world. More's coming through. So in Mesopotamia, okay, so that's a monument, round, oval, and rectangular megalith structure erected by hunter-gatherers in the pre-pottery Neolithic age. These monuments were probably used in connection with rituals, so there's a ritual happening here. Most likely a funerary nature. And we have the jars here, we have Isis here. We have something to do with obsidian and Yellowstone. So back to this, a distinctive T-shaped pillars are carved with images of wild animals, providing insight into the way of life and beliefs of people living in Upper Mesopotamia about 11,000 years ago. So clearly located in Upper Mesopotamia, we saw an emergence of ancient farming communities in the world, monumental structures interpreted as monumental communal buildings. The monuments were probably used to connect with social events, rituals, and featured distinctive limestone. I was talking about that yesterday with the T-shaped pillars, because limestone, again, that goes back to a lot of paranormal activity around limestone. A lot of spiritual, not paranormal, spiritual. The spirit world uses the limestone. There's something to do with the limestone in the spirit world. Some of the pillars, which are abstract depictions of human form, also feature low reliefs of items or clothing, belts, lion cloth, as well as high-low reliefs of wild animals. Okay, communities that built a monument megalith. Structures of Goba Tepe lived during one of the most monumentous transitions in human history, which we're in right now. Again, we're in a huge transition in human history. One which took us from hunter-gatherer lifeways to the first farming communities. Monumental buildings at Goba Tepe demonstrate a creative human genius of the pre-pottery societies. One of the first manifestations of human-made monument architecture. It testifies to innovative building techniques, including integration frequently decorated T-shaped limestone pillars, which also fulfill architectural functions. That goes back to the scales of Ma'at. It almost looks like a memorial stone. Gobekli contains all the elements necessary for expression. Its outstanding universal value. Excavation and research underway since the mid-1990s provided more balanced and detailed view of the relationship between the various aspects of usage and the prehistoric importance. A great battle took place there, though, and I know that it had to do with Gabriel. Let me see if I can find that. This is for a reason, and I trust it, so it is what it is. This is the message coming through. Take it or leave it. It's all good with me. I'm trying to find something that does. I know Gabriel's connected to this. It's an activation. It's an activation site. It's being activated. Believe me, ELONMUSK is such a fake name, by the way. They're doing something here with the neutron star, so much so like ISIS is here, or maybe they call it ISIS. Either way, ISIS is connected to this, connected into the energy of Ra for a resurrection here. There's some kind of resurrection, a rising, the Valley of the Kings. You know, entertainment purposes only. I always said they're going to come back looking for their things, and you have people that have moved everything. They know how to resurrect things in this world. Where do you think IVF came from? Connected into the universal light force, bringing something huge through here. With the obsidian walls at Yellowstone, which is dragon glass, through the South Pole. A lot of sun energy. Again, we got Ra here, Ma'at. Again, Isis's temple, Valley of the Kings, obsidian walls at Yellowstone. Emily and Lashian, which is like, there's a mirroring here. Mount Emi, I read that last night too. That came out again, which is a sound, a tone, a frequency. They're looking through the scope. They're looking through the scope, or they have it aimed out the South Pole, which is Lucifer's telescope. They're seeing something there. I'm actually getting like the blue star. And somehow Isis is connected with all of this in the Valley of the Kings. And in the picture, it shows, I'm pretty sure that's Horus. It's almost like it's a whole different frequency. It's a crowning. It's some kind of crowning happening here. Okay, and the crown of thorns was taken back in 2019 out of Notre Dame. Something to do with the crown of thorns here. Cosmic justice is here with Ra and Isis. Yellowstone's going to have more activation. The whole Pacific, rim over there, but Yellowstone. There's a significant activation here with the sun. The suns. I'm hearing suns. Plural. The solar energy. The solar flash. A sunlight coming through a portal. Maybe she opens up the portal. The temple of Isis has doves around it. It's very profound. Very profound with the Sphinx, activation of the Sphinx. They've been talking about that. A lot about the Sphinx. It's been in mainstream. That's you already know. Stuff's already been going on. Many of us already kind of knew that behind the scenes, yeah, because we can feel that stuff. something to do with this activation with Isis, with the Sphinx, which the halls of Amente is underneath there. They can't activate it because it's not at the right frequency. Maybe something about the frequency with Isis being here and Ra being here that it can be activated now or accessed now. Something to do with that. That's why they won't let people go under the Sphinx. They shut it down. There's a wall, and it's even like spoken about. Like there'll be a doorway, and people can't. Well, why is there a doorway there? You have to be at the right frequency to walk through the doorway. The doorway's real. The doorway works. You just have to be at the right frequency. Something about this doorway that regular Joes who go down there wouldn't be able to access something so sacred and powerful to get in the wrong hands. And I feel like ELON behind the scenes is doing something with that as well, trying to access things that they're not supposed to be. I'm really feeling that as well, because their intention is not of the highest good. It's of ill will. It is for the 7 deadly sins, right, which is connected to the seven of our chakras as well. And it depends on who you are and what you're doing on your journey. Those who are really clear, this is for those who are really, you're clearing it out. You're understanding that how the sevens are as above, so below, right? There's negative with 7 and there's a positive with 7. It's the 7 heavenly kingdoms, all right? The 7 heavenly realms, but there's more, and we have more chakras, but those 7 keep us at a frequency, right? That like you can't walk through the door. So it's all about cleansing your chakras, working through your energy field, protecting your energy field. I'm also feeling retrieving. So I was getting retrieving a soul when the Vatican opened up portals. I'm like, they're retrieving a soul, which you can call it a son at the same time, that they're doing that. It's a level that most won't even grasp, because it's okay. They're not meant to grasp right now. We're talking about the Creator. We're talking about, Christ, like Christ the King, not Jesus. Christ the King, not Jesus. Christ. I'm going to keep getting Christ the King specifically, and to say not Jesus. Sorry, I'm not too offended. You believe what you want. There's reasons why all this is coming out about the truth of the J, right? The J hooks. Those are real. That's an energetic link into your energetic field, right? Which keeps you in a lower frequency of believing that something is outside. I'm not saying there isn't things outside of ourselves, but the kingdom of heaven lies within you, not outside of you. Yes, you can see it outside of you if you're higher vibration and open enough to see, like many of us are and do see, but everything's an inside job. It's an inside job. And it has to do something to do with I'm getting shown the 7 chakras above and the 7 chakras below, which would be like 2 sides of a coin. The left and the right, the wolf or the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the other, like clearing out the chakra that way. Because this is a level that they're tapping into here, because they know Isis. Believe me, they know who's here. It's the regular Joes that don't have a clue. And they're just wondering what the heck's going on in the world. And they think this is such an outstretch and whatever, who cares? But this is activation of pyramids, which pyramids is the energy source of this place. It's a motherboard of energy to keep this place at a certain vibration. So something is enlightening with the Sphinx, with the energy around the crown, which, everything comes from the sun, right? Life force energy is the sun. But I'm also getting something here that they're doing with a neutron star. It's a scepter. It's a huge scepter. The neutron star, the CERN, and Lucifer's telescope. They're doing something huge here, like with the God particle. And Isis is here, and there's a rising. There is a rising happening in the spirit world. More portals will be seen. I'm here. I'm seeing a floating, and it's gonna sound weird or whatever. I'm being shown the magnet, the core magnet. It's a core magnet. Like this place has a magnet, the core magnet, and it floats. It's not something about it. I don't even want to use the word float. It is a vibration. It doesn't need to sit on the ground. It's a vibration. It would look like it was floating, to really dumb it down. But it's a vibration. That's being some kind of exposure. Like, it's something to do with this magnet with Ra right now. And there's another sun. It's not just Ra. I guess Nibiru would be considered a sun. I don't know. But I'm getting more of the Orions with this, the Orion star constellation. I'm hearing it was a locking mechanism, like a frequency, like in a frequency way. It locked. It didn't, well, this maybe isn't locked in anymore. Something about it unlocking. And definitely something to do with Yellowstone. The bison, the great bison. I'm getting a lot with the indigenous native tribes in the spirit world with this. Hopi prophecy with Isis here. And Ra. I'm hearing Great Spirit. It's like a shift of the plasma frequency. A great shift. So that's what I wasn't trying to, I just was sitting here meditating with my earth cards, and I'm like, she came out again. I'm like, okay, she wants to be more heard here with Isis's temple. It's a healing though. It's a great healing. And it's almost like, not almost like, they're blocking that. This world here, these things that work behind the scenes are doing whatever they can to block this. That's why they cover us with plastic. That's why plastic was such a push in its time, because it blocks our frequency. Like, go back, I mean, you probably could go back and try to find any mud fossil book you can, and there's not going to be the word plastic in there until like this generation. We are the generation of, in a timeline of plastic, which blocks. It blocks from the deities reaching us, seeing us, blocks frequency. It's on purpose. Everything is diabolically designed here, plain and simple. And then we have the Cobra, because we can't forget about Apep with the Battle of Ra. And Isis is here, so this should be interesting. It's a great healing, though, with Gabriel. I find that interesting. Like, Gabriel's presence is really strong with Isis. So take that, yeah, Giza Plateau. There's an activation here with Sekhmet magical protection. There's a great energy field around this. And they have the tools to measure this. This is why they have all this, Aset, alchemy, healing. She's resurrecting something here. They have the technology, everything that you use on your phones, and watching weather and infrared and things you don't even know about. They're measuring all this, and they're paying attention to what's going on, because they understand. They don't. Rise of Osiris. Yeah, she's resurrecting Osiris. Whether Isis is like, a real physical energy, or they have something labeled here, Isis, to resurrect Osiris, because we can't forget about them putting Osiris's DNA in the CERN collider. So a resurrection, then maybe she comes, because I received that message years ago about Osiris returns on Isis's wings. And I feel like in Ra being here, it would take all that alignment for Osiris to return on Isis's wings. Yeah, sarcophagus, an initiation is going on over there. There's a ceremony happening here at this period in time, with Neptune being in Aries, with Rahu and Ketu, with Saturn going invisible, if you will, disappearing, along with these eclipses that just happened, along with Passover, coming before Easter. This is a resurrection. Whether it's physical, it doesn't matter. It's an energy of a huge resurrection. It's in within your soul too. Align into a higher timeline. Yeah, giving birth. This keeps coming out. Something giving birth. Someone. It's a resurrection. Something. This. They cosmically given birth. It's a cosmic birth. The cosmic Christ. The renewal and rebirth. And it just lightened up when I said that. The Ankh, yeah, energy healing. Bastet, joy, yep. Magical protection. The Hathors, sound, tone, frequency. Renewal and rebirth keeps coming out with the sarcophagus. The Valley of the Kings. There's no coincidences.